Let's talk about the Project Veritas situation. They have had an internal coup to oust James O'Keefe. The board of directors has announced that James O'Keefe has been put on paid leave. Although apparently James has not responded directly to inquiries, what's going on right now I find deeply unsettling, as I find Project Veritas to be one of the last journalist organizations that brings us stories that are truly meaningful and have earth-shattering effects potentially on the population and politics. And I personally have little doubt that the powers that be, the deep state, Pfizer specifically, are trying to destroy Project Veritas for continually exposing them. And all you have to do is cut off the head of the machine, the founder, James O'Keefe, the Steve Jobs of Veritas. He is the one who makes this go. And I have news for Project Veritas in its current form, and this might be part of the master plan. I will only donate to James O'Keefe. I did make a donation very recently, and I'm going to be requesting it to be returned to me if they do not reinstate James O'Keefe, because he is the person at Veritas who I have come to trust, who I believe is on the right mission in terms of exposing these people. And okay, James O'Keefe very well might be difficult to work for. I don't know. That is a possibility, and it would make sense that he would be paranoid with the amount of pressure being put on him, with the Justice Department raiding him for not even publishing the story about Ashley Biden's diary because he couldn't confirm that it was hers, which basically the administration did confirm. So we know everything about Pedo Joe taking showers with his teenage daughter, or however old she might have been, is accurate. That's just a sad state of affairs that we elected such a man to the president of the United States, but he didn't even publish it, and they went after him. It's just, once again, the deep state protecting its donors, protecting itself from being exposed. And that's exactly what's going on with Veritas. And I think that there's honestly been a mole put in to sow discontent, to garner negative information about the organization, to greatly exaggerate the claims of bad actions by James O'Keefe, by Project Veritas, to leak this out to the press. And for James to be concerned turned out to be valid, because there was the leaked memo that came from the employees that was leaked to the press. They did originally leak the story to New York Magazine, a leftist publication, by the way. So forgive James O'Keefe for having his doubts about his employees. He's got 65 of them. You only need about 10 people to assure yourself that it's very likely that you can find blackmail on somebody, that you can bribe an individual in order to get a leak. It's very difficult to keep things intact beyond that point. Maybe in the Navy SEALs, when you train with somebody for years, it's much harder to corrupt that system, but it's guaranteed that somebody has come into Veritas to try to corrupt it, to try to remove it as a player on the world stage. And you don't necessarily have to do an execution style. You don't necessarily have to go after the family as they would have done it in the Soviet Union while imprisoning James O'Keefe. No, you just find your way in, you squirrel your way in, and you break apart the machine that is you perceive as your enemy. And I believe that that's what's going on. But let me make something very clear to anybody at Project Veritas who might be listening. Once again, I will be requesting my recent donation back because I donated to James O'Keefe and his organization, not to an organization that would eliminate the Steve Jobs of Veritas. I have little faith in such a group.